Welcome everybody, welcome to SCaLE. This is the Personal AI Workshop, and it's 2 hours, maybe an hour and 45 minutes of presentations of deep technical stacks that are all in the personal AI space. Let me tell you a little bit about Kwaai. Kwaai is a non-profit AI lab. You'll hear more about it later on in Hall F. This is an opportunity for our sponsors, a number of vendors, to describe to you their tech stack.
So my name is Jaymes Davis. I'm really happy to be here. I love what I've been seeing so far. It actually represents a lot of what we're actually producing and putting out right now in our own conversation. So my name is, like I said, Jaymes Davis. I actually work at a company called Kasm Technologies. Kasm Technologies is a company that actually started out of the Department of Defense. We were actually what was called Project Maven, and it was a platform that was created to actually support nation-state collaboration for both for artificial intelligence, or cybersecurity, environments, threat intelligence, things of that nature. And so as AI workspaces started becoming more prominent, we started seeing them more available outside into the commercial space. We started building out an open source platform that's called Kasm DNC that everybody can get access to and start leveraging and using free of charge. But more importantly, we started seeing the rise of a lot of these AI and AI capabilities and what was necessary from that. So we went through just recently and started creating a thing that we call the AI Workspace Registry, based against a lot of the type of information that we're getting out of Gartner and Forrester. You look at any of the people who are really pushing that enterprise AI or even the personal levels of AI. They're looking at some of the problems that they're going to have, and that's a lot of the risk associated with utilizing AI altogether. That risk associated with using AI is again, similar to what Dave was talking about, all the loss, all the capability, all the things that are putting in it, but more importantly, what you're putting out of it. So we went through the process of really trying to figure out how do we help that particular problem, really de-risk the problem of AI, not just for the individual, but also, for the enterprise, but also for the individuals that are in play and how they would actually leverage it. De-risking AI is really important from everything from becoming secure by design, which that's the first thing that you want to do. Again, I may not have my my AI trapped in my basement, but I do have it on my own private server that actually has the capability to defend itself if things become necessary. Yeah, for data to solve the policy-based act, but of course, again, for your personal AI type scenarios, your RAG and your DLP controls, if you want to control that particular AI from what it's doing or how it's communicating or it's talking at. And so, again, as we started going across the path, it was really figuring out these adoption challenges that exist today from everybody in all the pieces. And I'll give this from the perspective of DeepSeek. A lot of people looked at DeepSeek and said, oh, the financial value and, that it did this and it did that. The main thing I saw that it did is made it so it was available and that people could use it in their own homes. I actually wrote an article about how I put all this onto a Raspberry Pi, and I ran DeepSeek internally on my Raspberry Pi. That's what I did, right? So that I don't have to worry about my data going out. I have the ability to do these things, but I also then controlled it and put all the things that I needed as far as DLP controls so that I could run it on my phone and so I could run it anywhere else. So I had the same versatility and flexibility. And that's what started us building out some of these type of implementations that we put into workspaces, Kasm workspaces. Because we want to make sure that as you're looking at a unified idea around AI, and you think about the democratization of AI, it also has to go down through the power curve, which starts extending into the idea of what can I run on the edge, and then what can I run in the data center. And then how am I going to unify those two so I have one platform that I can communicate to if I want to run it here, but I also want to be able to run it on my phone or my watch, similar to what we were describing with these, right? But how do I keep and control that and actually have that integration into one platform where I can have one set of rules that I can decide, and I don't have to be a technology specialist to do it. Was the other piece of this whole conversation. So that's where we took our strategy and started creating what we call a workspace registry. So the AI Workspace Registry is a piece of code that basically you can implement inside of the Kasm Workspaces environment. It's a set of curated, containerized AI environments that you can then spin up on the piece of hardware, whether it be a Raspberry Pi or whether it be an HGX, DGX, AGX, in between, anything that has an inference processor. You can actually start leveraging it for both CPU inference or GPU inference. And right? The idea around being able to control agentic workflows by making sure within the containerized environment, it also has a web filter that makes sure that it can't go and automatically see that prompt and decide to go to a Bitcoin address and stick all my stuff out there. I just make sure the container can never go that address. Or I can also make sure the pre-trained environment has the same network connectivity to the data, because that's also been a big problem, was trying to drive data to it versus it letting connect to the data and be in the data where it needs to actually sit at. So these are the areas that we decided to build when we build out our AI Workspace Registry. The AI Workspace Registry, again, it's similar to, flip around and show you a couple of different characteristics about the registry and where it's at. But the AI Workspace Registry is all about having the pre-built workspaces. Oftentimes, we were going through and we were building out, and it took, just to do a small large language model, it took us about 2 to 3 hours putting all the particular instruments I wanted, PyTorch, the dancing, and all the pieces. What if I just had a predefined environment that already had all that, and just spun it up, did the work I needed to do to fine-tune it, and then destroyed it? And that destroy is, again, it keeps the data where the data needs to be at, but only during the time I'm using that instance is when I'm using the GPU, is the only time it's actually viable in that environment itself. Okay, so I'm going to try to go a little quickly. This is an architectural understanding of what this particular product looks like. Again, you can download this. This is a community edition, so anybody can leverage this particular capability that's in play. If you want to actually just try it out, you can actually hit this QR code and it will actually spin up a workspace on your actual machine. But I also brought something really cool I always like to do. If you want to take one, this is an NFC coin that actually lets you do the same trick. Just tap it to your phone and it will actually spin up a workspace on your phone. To kind of give you an idea of how that works. You can grab one, pass it back, and move it forward.
Yeah, if I can open the package.
Sorry, I made it hard to get that there. But it's key that, you can work on ARM, CPU, GPUs. You don't need virtualization. You can leverage it directly on the bare metal type scenarios. Again, when you're thinking about something like Mix, having it inside of one of our workspace registries would be a great example of being able to distribute it to all the other community members and being able to actually easily start accessing that type of capability. Again, if you have the NFC enabled on your phone, you can tap it and try that piece out. All right, so just kind of speed through. This all has a lot of real world examples. A good example is advanced AI coding, where we're starting to code with source code that's inside of our environment, and we're using our own GPUs, our own private environment, our own internal LLM to enhance our developers' ability to develop code much faster and quicker, and not have to worry about it being out in OpenAI or any other location that's in play. So with that, I'm going to super easy, it's all around the base. And again, if you want to know more about it, let me know. Definitely, chip the clip on the coin, get that in play. I can point you to download it. That's it.
Fantastic. Okay. And you also need to